All right, we are live. Finally. Happy Monday, everybody. And we are coming back live talking more about the Masterclass series. And we are on our day 9. But it doesn't mean if you haven't registered that it's too late. There is never too late because there are so many amazing speakers are coming. There will be Jillian's interview, there would be Zsofi interview, there would be Virginia interview, and then we have something special if you're sticking around with us. And we just wanted to come and say register because even one interview that you're going to listen to is going to open up something. It's all about just having curiosity mindset and see where it's going to take you. So I'm just going to take round and introduce you to all our amazing speakers who said yes to join me today. Super grateful. All right, I have Jillian on my screen. Jillian, just tell a little bit about who you are and who you are helping.
All right. Well, my name is Jillian Verdun, and I'm an accountant by trade. I teach women entrepreneurs how to build profitable habits so they're able to finally pay themselves what they're worth, confidently grow their business, and keep more of their hard-earned money during tax time because that's everybody's favorite time of the year, of course.
Awesome. Love it. Yay. And Jennifer is smiling because it makes 3 of the accountants, and Virginia is also in financial industry. So
Yay.
yay. Totally. Thank you so much, Jillian. We have you. Can you share a little bit about what you are doing in this world?
Thank you. I always love to thank you for having this time and space for gathering us. So I'm grateful for you and the amazing speakers that have been manifested into this summit. So I highly recommend this summit because each one of us have different fingerprints, and whoever is in divine order will be yours, and we're all coming here together as one. Thank you for that. And I'm in Los Angeles, California. Yes, there's a lot of stuff going on, but what we focus on will even expand more. So I'm keeping straight here with you guys at the moment, and especially this weekend I've been like thrown into big shifts that are happening. So life happens. So you got to just keep going and keep moving forward no matter what, because it all depends where you're coming from, and you manifest from there, from wherever you come from. And our money and well-being and life is all in order in the same frequencies that we created to be. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. I've been up since 5 a.m. But I love what you do because there was a point in my life, just say from the revolution. I come from Iran to Iran. When the revolution happened, we literally lost everything up to being homeless. So basically, and then it happened when we moved to Beverly Hills, and we were even locked out of our home down the line as well too. So I've had that financial challenges throughout my life, but how we deal with it is another thing. As a kid, I blocked out anything that had to do with money. I didn't want to, I was in 3rd grade when I came here. So money had been very challenging. It's like, if you speak about money, saving, and all of this, don't talk to me. That's how I was. So, and our whole well-being, because I hear, as I've shared many times, a lot of people complaining about pain in their bodies. Our bodies, and especially the lower back, is connected to money. You know, it's all connection. Our cells, as a health span coach, is what I do. Health span coach to add quality in the number of your years, as a health span and cell resonance quantum coach. So we create what we project outward. Always well-being and money is always connected. Thank you.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Haleh. Okay, we have Virginia next. Virginia, tell a little bit about yourself and what you're doing in this world.
Oh, I do a lot in this world.
That's awesome.
Probably a lot more than I should, but I am Virginia Asher. I have been a financial planner in my career and a financial coach for a shorter amount of time. I've been studying behavioral finance and the psychology of money for about 15 years. I've done a ton of volunteer work with financial literacy programs in different demographics, mostly women and students. And I just always love to talk about money mindset because that's my jam.
I love it. Thank you so much. Jennifer, share a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Sifert, and I'm a leadership mentor, energy strategist, shaman, and I bridge both worlds. I am a CPA, and I did 18 years in public practice, and I got to know entrepreneurs so well. I got to see their patterns, how their personal life and their professional life are totally integrated, and what's going on in their business is also affecting their personal and vice versa. And I can relate with all of the women here, even the ones who aren't accountants. We are multidimensional people, these women in this room, and it's more than just finance or health or relationships that we work on. We have learned how to anchor all of those as so important and bridge them. And our topic today, money triggers, gets affected by our personal life. It gets affected by our business, and it can cause problems in our relationships as well. And it's such an important thing to pay attention to. And that's one of my jams is I help people notice. I help people pay attention and start putting themselves first. And it's something I love to do.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Zsofi, tell a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Zsofi Bruckner, a somatic manifesting alchemist and a purpose alignment mentor. And thank you so much for having me also among all these amazing souls here and this amazing summit that you put all together, which is phenomenal because money and how I approach money and our relationship to money is really affecting everything. And the best part that I love in this topic the most is our true selves and where our limitations are and how our nervous system is dealing with life in general. That really comes through that topic, and especially when it comes to the triggers. And so my jam is related to the abundance creation and especially focusing on having people really live their dream life in a way that they are able to live their purpose and create their abundance with it. And who doesn't do that? That shows up in a lot of the money topics, different triggers, and our own limitations that will show up in the money topics. Will show up in the business topics. Will show up when you need to show up for yourself and you're just not doing it because we have these subconscious agreements in our nervous system. And if we don't shift there in those areas, the right areas, mindset is not going to do that. The meditation is not going to do that. And all of the other visuals and everything that we'll learn about that, it's not going to do that because who you are and who you are becoming off your yoga mat, off your meditation chair, or whatever it is, that's really what matters. And that's what I help people step into.
Oh my God, so beautifully said. I'm just, like when I come to these lives, I'm just like, I'm just energized like triple times because we are having so much fun here, right? And I just wanted to open up the floor talking a little bit about, the money trigger, because I just want anybody who is listening, tuning in, who is listening live or who is going to listen in the replay, just notice for themselves when you say the word money, what is common for you? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel excited? Or do you feel frightened or anxious, right? And that's exactly what we want to start noticing. There is no judgment, there is no shame or blame around it, but just we want to tap into understanding what exactly the feeling that associated with the word of money, because not everybody is talking about it, and we are talking about it openly because we understand that It's part of who we are. Money touches everything. So we cannot just, hide it or hide from it. So it's part of who we are. So when we talk about triggers, Jillian, let's just take another round and say, like what is common for you and something that you help people with.
So what I've noticed is I focus on paying themselves because there's so many women nowadays and so many business owners that feel guilty about paying themselves what they should be paying themselves, or they don't pay themselves at all. They pay everybody else and they don't pay themselves at all, or they pay themselves minimal, and then they get frustrated with their own business, and they shouldn't. So what we help you figure out is how to actually really learn to pay yourself what you're worth by leveraging some of your strengths and when it does come to money. So like Zsofi said, the subconscious piece. You can ask people all day long, what do you spend your money on? And they're like, well, I don't know. They can tell you consciously what they spend their money on, but then you say, hey, let me see your bank statement for the last 30 days. And they'll say, well, you'll notice I eat out a lot. Will you eat your money? So that's where your money goes. It's the subconscious spending that, like she said, needs to be addressed.
Yeah. Awesome. Love it. Thanks so much for sharing. Haleh, what would you like to add to these money triggers?
Thank you. Thank you, Jillian. Yes, I do agree with everything you said about that, about money. It's, to me, money is how we look at it, and that it will create exactly how we want it to be. Because when we put our focus on money, it's not about the money. It's about tuning in. What is it that is your passion? What is it that brings you your highest joy and excitement and inspiration? And will that trigger you on the subconscious when you say, oh, I want to do this, but I need this, or it's this much? I hear it a lot as a health span coach, because you got to spend for your well-being. Excuse my voice. And that's the universe telling me after this call, I'm stepping outside, because it's like I pushed my limit today. So that's what's happening. So excuse my voice. But money is whatever you feel like you want to do. Don't let that trigger you and say, I can't do it because it's this, or I can't eat this because it's expensive. For me, my well-being is my luxury. Let it be. If I have to spend $5 on avocado, if it is the quality and I know where it's coming from, I will do that without the thoughts of what others think and what other people are saying. Because when you step in to do what you love, it will manifest. I'm not just saying just sit there and do nothing. Boom, it'll happen. Take the action, and everything in divine order will line up for you. And don't let that money fear stop you for where you want to go next, to give you that joy and excitement and inspiration. Thank you.
Oh my God. I just love, because Haleh, you speak in my language. I'm all about creating the money, right? Not saving, but creating. And I love how everybody has their own, because we don't have to be all the same. It just shows the same thing as the world, right? Everybody has their own. There is no such thing as right or wrong, but we are just tuning in, right? And we are just doing what really feels good to us. But what I agree and connect with Haleh is that nothing should stop you. No money should stop you to do something what you want, whether going on a trip, whether dressing up in the most luxurious stores, whatever it is. Again, not everybody was meant for luxury, but if you were just like me, because I'm just coming from that space, right? I love luxury stuff, not because I want to show off, but because this is something who I am as an essence. So there is nothing wrong with us to actually put the money where we want them to put. And there is never lack in the universe. Again, it's all about tapping into where are the resources? What is something I am missing? What is something I am not currently seeing? Where are these opportunities where I can create more cash in my life, right? And that's exactly what the summit is all about, right? Just tune in and discover it has more than just traditional path for us to actually tap into that abundance. Love it, Virginia.
Yes, I'll kind of summarize what I heard is, you know, in financial literacy, especially, we have a saying that says, you can buy anything you want, you just can't buy everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to take it a little down a different path a little bit, because when you say money triggers, to me, I think of things that I have seen in my career and my personal life over the years, where people are triggered by often external forces and often internal forces that cause them to make decisions that are not the best for them. And in economics, they have this ideal person that they build models on. And none of us are that ideal person. It literally does not exist. You utilize every dollar to the best of its advantage. No one's going to do that, right? So, but having a good sense of your values and how you want to spend your money that shows your values is a good starting point. The other thing I've seen with triggers in money is that doesn't get talked about nearly enough is that we sometimes kind of go off the road a little bit when we have certain triggers. So, for example, myself, I am usually pretty good about putting my impulse spending in my budget. But when my sister died, I did some serious grief spending. And if you're not familiar with grief spending, it means you find a reason that you have to have all these things to honor the person that died or the person that you were, or any of those types of things. So I was fortunate that I had the money to do that at the time, but also if I had not been going through that grief, I would have not spent that money, right? And I have seen that in clients and in friends. I've seen it all over the place. And it's just being aware and kind of building that in, that sometimes things take you off your path. None of us are perfect, and we just have to kind of find the guardrails and get back on track.
Yeah. And it's also just the lessons for us, right? We got to learn our lessons. There is nothing wrong with that. That's why we are here. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, right? That's the beauty of it. Thanks so much, Virginia. Jennifer, what would you want to say?
I love talking about triggers because I think a lot of people don't even know that they're triggered.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not conscious that they have a trigger. Like when you were grief spending, Virginia, you weren't knowing that you were doing it. It was just happening. And we're not paying attention enough, and we don't have people who are brave enough to call us out on our shit too. Like, do you think you might be grief? Well, like our blind spots, we can't see what we can't see.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in a trigger, let's say you're driving and you're road raging,
mm-hmm.
and nobody in the car is saying anything to you, you'll just keep doing it, right? You don't know you're triggered because it's just normal for you. It's become your normal. So when you're spending or saving or whatever, that subconscious, like it's usually coming from, I've been listening to a lot of Bob Proctor lately, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. And that's totally what I love doing. Expand your consciousness, then you can see more.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to money and numbers and revenue and expenses and all of those things, what I have noticed, people are afraid of really looking at it because it brings up a trigger and they don't know how to deal with that trigger. And I think triggers are the way to know that you have an issue. So it's great to see that you have a money trigger. And right now, if you're listening to this, if what I'm saying or any one of us are saying and it's causing like a vibration, maybe it's pissing you off even, that's a sign that you're triggered a bit. And it's a place that you can just start looking into. And any one of us that you could resonate with can help you to go deeper into that, because when you neutralize the trigger, that's when growth happens. And then you can see the positive side of the lesson, or the next step that will bring you into wealth or prosperity or abundance that you have been craving. You have been craving it.
Mm-hmm. So well said. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Zsofi, how about you?
Oh gosh, there's so much to say about this. I'll start with your question, because it immediately put me in this thinking path of how you asked a question, which is for everybody here who's listening, that what comes up for us when we even just hear or say the word money. And of course, if you ask anybody of would they want to have more money, everybody would say like, yeah, of course, we need it, we want it. And we constantly, every single day, work on producing, making more and more and more, because we want more, we need more. But the moment when there's a question asked, like how you asked that question, the real unconscious hidden blockages and those blind spots, those come before that. Like there is a reaction which we can catch and we can get aware of, which usually is noticeable in our body as well. Like there is a different reaction to it. There is a or there, and that's of course up after that the mind comes in and says like, oh yeah, we want money, we need more money, we like money. And unless you ask from a different angle, but usually there is an unconscious reaction comes up first, and that's a fun one to catch. I loved what Jennifer pointed out, because I wanted to go to that direction as well. It's part of it is the triggers, part of it is 95% of the time we run those patterns anyways. The triggers just make it more visible. So that's another part that we need to work on and look at, like how we operate in the world. Even when we're not triggered, they are leading us. The unconscious programming's leading every decision, every piece, even if we don't feel triggered, which was that was a really cool example, Virginia, with that. But when it comes to triggers, I like to lead my clients through two different directions, because there's two types of triggers. One is, what if I actually don't reach my goal with money? What if I don't have it? What if I don't make it? But there's another type of trigger, what if I do? If we want to up level, if we want to quantum leap, and we want to, let's say if we're starting a business, or there is a shift that we want to make, and like, oh, now we need to bring in more. And there's also the trigger of, what if it does become successful? What if I actually start really manifesting and getting that money in? So those are really, really cool questions to ask. And we usually have both. It's not just, I'm afraid that it's not going to happen, but we have those hidden blind spots that like, what if it does happen? Because we have triggers in that area as well.
I love what you share, because what was coming to me as you were talking about, Zsofi, there is always two sides to the story, right? The coin has two sides, and the same thing. A lot of times our thinking is we stuck in the problem without realizing if there is a problem, there is always a solution. But it's always on the other side. So what we are doing with this summit, we are actually putting people to look at the other side, rather than just constantly looping through the same worries and self-doubt and fears, right? We want them to actually open their mind for the possibilities, because in the universe where there are multiple possibilities, yes, there is the possibility that you are not going to reach your goal, there is a possibility that you are going to fail, but there is a possibility where everything works out. And it's up to us, to each one of us, to connect which possibility we want to experience. And that's exactly what we are going to produce with our energy. That's exactly what we are creating with our thoughts, with our words, with our emotions, with our actions. Because the result that we all have at this current moment is a representation of that energy that we carry. And that's why we want everybody to join and start experiencing something different, right? Something different in the life. Because again, it's always great to be curious and to see where that curiosity takes you. Because if you are sitting and wondering, that is your sign. Just register. If you are sitting and doubting, that is your sign to come and register. And if you really want to lean on and see what this is all about, if this is the first time you are hearing this kind of things, that's exactly the sign for you to register and explore for yourself. So it's only yes, yes, yes. And we are inviting you to join and experience for yourself. And quickly, as we are wrapping up, just quickly, Jillian, what is your gift, free gift that you are offering to the audience? If for everybody who is registered.
So my free gift is a money leak finder.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Identify. Yes, it helps you identify where your money is leaking that you may not necessarily know.
Yes, absolutely. Haleh, what's your free gift?
Thank you so much. Mine is about how are you creating that? How are you manifesting that? How are you getting up every morning to create what you want? So mine is all about that cell resonance of your being, your cells to advance. And I also have great tips on the video, on my video, because I share fun tips you can do with manifesting that into your life. What I did, what my multi-million-dollar coaches had shared with me, and what I did to transition that since late 22. So it's a lot of fun that you can implement right away. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Virginia, what is your gift that you're sharing to the participants?
Before I talk about my gift, I just wanted to add on to what Jillian was saying. A lot of people don't like to look at their numbers. They don't like to look at what they're spending. That is how you find your triggers. That's how I figured out that I was spending on grief instead of my normal spending patterns. So, but my gift for our viewers is a copy of the 10 most common money beliefs. And if you sign up for that and stay on my list, you also get some additional information about money types and money scripts.
Awesome. Love it. Jennifer, how about you? What are you offering to everybody who register for the summit?
So my free gift is Realize Your Ultimate Purpose. It's a ebook I created, and it has a live a video guide with it where you answer 5 questions to clarify what's your ultimate purpose? Like, why are you here? What are you doing? And then how does that relate to prosperity? Like when you do, my belief is when we're all doing what we love, we are all in prosperity consciousness, and we all deserve to be paid for doing what we love, because that's going to raise the frequency of the planet when we're all happy and fulfilled.
Ooh, love that. Zsofi, how about you? What's your free gift?
My free gift is, I'm so excited for this. It's a brand new 5-day mini manifesting challenge, which is through alignment, leading people through how to align to that version of themselves that activates that manifesting power they have inside of them, and use it for abundance and purpose and be able to live their dream life. And it's going to come with mini videos every day, and also with somatic activation codes every single day attached.
Yay, that's beautiful. So just between all of these speakers, imagine we have more than that. Everybody's offering the free gift besides the wisdom, the tips, the tools that they are sharing on each of these interviews, like so much wealth just from that, not talking about how you are going to shift your mindset and truly invite the real overflow in your life. So just register. This is invitation from all of us to you. Register and experience for yourself. And we thank you for joining us today. Catch us tomorrow, and we'll continue creating that overflow of cash, because we all can live abundantly. Thank you so much. Bye.